this time of the year, as previously mentioned, other streams is not the easiest on me, so I'm kind of prospecting my past and digging to my roots to confront some personal demons. And while I'm in this process, I'm doing going back to what I'm most comfortable with, and that does end up being coming the ideal behind business, being in business, having a business, doing business. It's just something to be able to encourage me to keep going, so that way I don't allow myself to go down the dark tunnel of depression. It's I want to expand my horizons, not stay in the past or stick with the past. So I want to learn from what I've done and try to maybe change from there. And that's the reason why I bring up exactly who I'm starting out with. I've always done business. I've just kind of always been interested in doing it. But this guy right here has started to show me quite a bit more about business that I never truly appreciated. But I really, and I couldn't say that I fully understood until I started enacting some things myself, things that he taught. He runs a podcast, and it's a podcast I've been listening to for now, let's see here, late 2014, 7 years I've been listening to this guy. And he's had a podcast now successfully for over a decade. So last I checked, he has had this thing since 2014, or my bad, 2014, 2008, because that's when 2014 was when I was deployed. Let me see here. Open that up. Open you. Turn you on. Give me a couple more moments, because I've never done this before, so I have no clue exactly what I'm doing. Monthly contribution failed. Yeah, I know, because I didn't exactly ask for it real quick. But okay, that works. Oh, okay, so it's not as much as it was last month, but that's still not bad. Still not bad at all. I don't mind it. Wait, what's going on? Can I not right as of current. I'm glad. Wow. Wait a minute. So you figured it out. You figured it out. Oh, I want to ask now about that. I got to email him about that now. So, just so you're also aware, he does have a direct line of contact through his email, which I have been using on and off for years. Um, he is a podcaster himself, clearly. With all of this set up, this is what he does for a living. This is literally his website, and technically this is a review of his website as to what I've been doing, but also and he is, just so everyone's aware, he is not sponsoring this whatsoever. I pay this guy. I legitimately love to listen to his podcast and all of his teaching, and being able to get what I've got, or being able to have received what I've gotten from him, has been nothing short of astounding as to what it has done to change my life. And it's all because I decided to open up my phone, listen to or download a single podcast, and just take a moment and listen to it while I was already in the middle of doing something. It was something in the background that I could listen to while I was able to, well, be a soldier. And back then, that was actually fairly. I say that. I say back then like I'm some sort of old coot. Back in my day. Okay, sorry about that. That was off. It's really starting to catch up to me, because I'm not a kid anymore. I have a kid. In fact, this year is technically my 10-year anniversary. 10-year anniversary of school. And although I said I did not want to go to like some sort of high school reunion, now that I'm getting into business, I actually want to reach out to them. But it's not in a sense of just business. It's at this point, it's just catching to find out exactly whether or not I can, or if anybody's struggling, I would love to be able to at least have been there to find out if I can, since I've known them for many years, if I can do anything now. I mean, I'd rather not. I want to build bridges, not burn them. Plain and simple. Oh my gosh, Reyes! And thank you very much. I do not have alerts set on this. I am switching that over for the this particular set, but thank you so very much for that. Thank you so very much, Reyes. Oh my gosh, 11 months, people. That is nearly a year. A year out of this guy's life that he has decided to pay for uh, the Twitch tiered system for being able to give to this stream. Seriously, thank you so very much, Reyes. Holy crap, 11 months. 11 months I have been streaming consistently. This is a record for me. This is a friggin' record. So, holy crap. Dang it, dude. I can't do it. This is the reason why I like it live, because you get to see it all. I mean, when somebody actually does subscribe to you at a specific time of the month or at any point, the fact that this website right here shows you he gave a pathway to doing all that. You're paying playing Dying Light right now. Ooh, that's a good one too. I will actually looking forward to play a game a little bit later though. I am hoping to be able to well, burst through this new process, and then I'll be hopefully playing a game with the family and hopefully go to IRL. I have to figure out how to do that. I want to be able to figure out how I can go from my computer right here in front of me. You guys see me? I'm like pointing at the camera to figure it out, right? I'm dexterous. And then I'm going to be taking my phone, hopefully, and heading out. And, well, doing some sort of family fun game night, considering how close we are to the holidays. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have some type of interaction with your families, right? I'm just trying to prevent myself from going into a dark place right now, so I'm taking the time to take care. Especially when this time of the year is the hardest for me. I've got to fix that for a moment. My head was kind of bugging me. Twitch app, you could do it. Well, yeah, I'm wondering if I can just seamlessly do it. Do you know if it's possible for me to just go from streaming right here and all of a sudden just pull it up on my phone, my face starts showing up on my phone, and then all of a sudden I could just log off the computer? I don't know how it works yet. That's why I ask. But I'm wanting to test that out tonight, because if I am going to try to stream for 6 hours up until 1 a.m., then I might as well give this a shot and start out by just going throughout my day, because I'm not just going to sit here for 3 to 6 hours out of the day. I'm not like that. I can't do it. So I need to figure it out, right? Anyhow, that's all leads up to me having the decision to be able to make this a business. I'm making my lifespan a business, and being a streamer, I get to have that chance to take how much ever time I need, or how much ever time I desire, to be able to try to, well, be here alive on a camera using the technology. And having subscribed to his website, this lifestyle, it's given me access to so much. I'm not going to be showing anybody any of the subscription details, because quite frankly, that's not mine to give. That's all him. Well, you can subscribe to him obviously, but I'm not personally getting anything out of it. So like I said, not sponsored, but I'm not going to be going over any of the benefits that I receive just for being able to have them or have a subscription to this. But trust me when I say it's worth every penny. It is worth every last penny to subscribe to this guy. The things I am involving in my life are 100% worth it. When you say, Reyes, yeah, it's possible, but you need an app. I know on PC and your phone, and your PC needs to stay on. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if I just need to like switch on to my phone that simply. Okay, I'll definitely give it a shot. Well, tonight we'll find out if I can do it. Hopefully, my house will not be too dirty. We'll see what we can do. Oh, there I am. All that self-confidence, right? All that self-confidence talk. Anyhow, no. Just so that I'm not steering you guys in the wrong direction. The this guy, it's like he's like a preacher, teacher, all wrapped up in one, but it's life. It's literally just his life. I mean, you see him here on YouTube, everything's just what he's doing. He doesn't put nothing special into it. And I love the authenticity behind that. It's something that I've been working with just to be, I mean, clearly, he just does it and he gets nearly 60,000 followers. Now, granted, he doesn't work on YouTube. He just posts stuff, and because he has 1,000 subs, he gets paid stuff. I mean, shoot, one of his big things that he loves reminding everyone, uh, somewhat infrequently, is a few of these. Actually, this one right here. It's all of these. So little videos that have kept his channel growing little by little. We're talking like just a couple of subscribers every freaking year maybe. He doesn't put anything into the quality. He literally just films it and posts it. He's an old timer when it comes down to, or he's the old guy when it comes down to YouTube. He's not big into it. He's not interested in it. He's nothing like Mr. Beast. Trust me when I say that he's nothing like him. But when it comes down to his prospect of business, Elon Musk, over at SpaceX down here, Mr. Beast, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, they all have these obviously amazing business styles that is obviously working for them. But this guy does it mostly off YouTube, whereas I'm going like 50-50 on, off. I'm finicking with it because I'm not sure about it just yet. I'm testing my grounds out. I want to really get into it, but I don't want to be pouring money into something that, quite frankly, I don't have the ability to. But that's the reason why I'm trying to build something for it. But through what he's doing, I've gotten a lot of things done that actually help build a business, and that's exactly what I was hoping to basically cover real quick, is in acknowledgement of what my history has taught me, as well as been able to show before me as still evidential. Something I was taught back in 8th grade, which is kicking me in the rear now, considering the fact that 8th grade was 2008. No joke whatsoever. 8th grade was 2008 for me. I don't care if you guys guess that number, put that through your heads. But just realize, 8th grade, and I still have that lesson. It's still something that sticks with me to this day, because I have a personal belief that it's not 100% accurate, but it all depends on how you see the perspective of it. The big thing about business has always been location, location, location. And the internet is the perfect location for the mass majority of what we have here today. It connects everything and everyone, because you can literally create basically anything you want. It's a digital playground. That's what the internet is. So something as old style as this, that doesn't exactly look all that up to date, all that worth it, you got to realize he's been doing this since 2008, the same time frame that I learned this valuable lesson. I never knew him at the time. I didn't find out until 6 years later when I was already deployed. I mean, shoot, this guy has set the foundations for exactly what it's like to be a podcaster, long before Joe Rogan even was a thing. Like, he finds trends before trends become a trend. And he shouts them out. He's practically screaming, but because of the fact that he sounds like an old preacher trying to tell those kids how to go to Christ. No, it's not like he's not he's not a televangelist. He doesn't try to put out information like to go seek Jesus, anything like that. He's talking about basically how to run your life. Literally, how to live your life independently, as freely as you want to. It is amazing, and I mean, I've learned a lot from him, which is the reason why I'm actually doing a review of his information today that I have been personally listening to for now 7 years. I've been listening to him for pretty much as long as I have had the best of friends in my life, which is really weird to say because I've never even met the guy. I really want to. Heck, I've been really trying hard to make it down to his so he runs these workshops. It's not like you're going to school. It's not like you're going to a college class and you're required to be there, and then you get a grade for something, and then you walk away with maybe a certificate at the lowest sense, unless you're going for an associate's, bachelor's, master's, or doctorates, or whatever, that kind of stuff. I only say that because I now have an associate's, so it's whatever. But just to be able to get something even as lowly as a certificate, which is something as simple as going to school to earn a specific set of knowledge, and then now you have a piece of paper that says you're wealthy in this knowledge, so go about and do it. Phlebotomists do it, flaggers do it. Basically, most jobs these days are starting to turn into, well, you have to have a certificate for it. You have to have some type of license, a piece of paper that says you're okay to do this every time. But he's showing what it's basically like to take that and use it to your advantage. It's perfect, almost. I'd almost go to say. And him being able to show that and express that has actually gotten me through a lot of dark times when I didn't know what to do. Not necessarily in the sense like I didn't already have the answer to something that was going wrong, but that I wasn't personally thinking in the right mind because I had let things go into such disarray. That's exactly why I listen to him. He teaches basically how to sort out your life for your own purpose, for what you want to do, and make money off of it. Do your lifestyle a favor, and literally, as it says right here, helping you live a better life if times get tough or even if they don't. It's a play off of what I say, what I like to say. I like to get 1% better every day. That's all I want. I don't care where that 1% is. I just want to get 1% better every day. I'm not looking to be the best. I'm not looking to be the top-notch guy. I'm not looking to be the most. I'm not looking to be wealthy. No, I'm not looking to be rich, powerful, or famous, or I can put all these, or glorified. I could put all these like harsh terms on it that make it seem like I'm trying to put myself on a pedestal. But I'm not. It's not what I'm doing. I personally want to pursue life getting one day better at a time. Because that's all we have. And being guided by his words from what he does, he teaches. He loves teaching, but he doesn't want to go to a high school and teach teenagers. He doesn't want to go to a local grade school and teach kids. He doesn't want to go to junior high and teach them. He doesn't even want to go to college. He teaches people that are willing to pay the price to come see him and a group of other smart individuals who also provide a wealth of knowledge and provide you with not only good knowledge, but usually good food and a great time. Because, I mean, shoot, you're surrounded by people who are actually interested. Not a school where you want to, you know that you have to go, otherwise you can get kicked out and bad things can go on. If you don't want to go, I mean, you literally just get up and walk away. He won't stop you. If it's not good enough for you, this stuff is for free. You can listen to this for free. He doesn't care. He is all about giving that wealth of knowledge. And if you look at it, he has quite a bit here. I mean, his life is about learning, and it inspired me to learn as much as I can. All of this is how long he's been streaming, or how long he's been doing podcasts. And I caught him roughly right here. You guys can't even see that. My mouse is right under it. He caught me right here all those years ago. And he's still got all of this. Right as soon as I got out of, oh my gosh. He started podcasting when a lot of things in my life were going bad. From one thing to the next, life was just starting to get really harsh. And now I'm seeing the time frame that he's on there, and that's about the same time that everything started going south. So he's been building on something that has been making his life better, that eventually caught on to me. And ever since then, all of this has been basically limitless freedom for my ability to learn as much as possible. Teaches you how to get into business. I mean, I've already done my own prospect of business. I've been going after it, but I struggle with maintaining one thing because I want to do so much. But that's exactly what I've been trying to hunker down on the past few days, and now I just need to be able to put it up. And it's really difficult. I am actually afraid of being able to do business by myself because I've always had someone there with me. But that's where that self-confidence comes in, and this is exactly what he was talking about. It's just that matter of just doing. I haven't just done it. Give it a shot, find out, fail. If something bad happens, take the feedback. That's all it is. It's just take the feedback. And I just didn't see I haven't seen myself as ready for it. But I'm also not going to deny that now that I've laid it out before me, I mean, I literally wrote out exactly what I'm trying to go for. Everything's set before me, and this is exactly what I had to start with. Ironically, I am, in fact, if you guys can see this, T-Spaz up here, he's an affiliate with Amazon, which he promotes with every episode because all you have to do is literally buy something off Amazon. Doesn't matter what it is. You use this link, you buy it, he gets something out of it. Personally, if whatever I'm doing helps him become a better podcaster, I'll pay. That's exactly how I see it. I love being able to help the mom and pops, the individual creators who started something themselves. I don't like having to take care, or I don't want to pay for, or I want to pay for all of these creators' stuff, not just, or all their I want to be able to. I don't like being able to take care of companies. McDonald's, Walmart, not my favorite places. But these are people who are creating, and I want to be able to help them. But I want to be able to help you guys too, as my audience, and it's a really huge matter to take in. And I'm not Elon Musk. I don't have the SpaceX level of capacity, and I haven't figured out where I'm trying to fit in to start that. And that's exactly what I'm trying to, I guess, formalize where I'm at, which is really difficult, but that's the reason why I've been listening to this guy for so long. At this point, we have successfully put up an entire area for our ducks to sit and lay outside, and we're expanding it so that they have full access to the area while we're working on the rest of the land for something much more massive. I have a few videos in mind, but they are so massive I don't know where to start, and that's kind of a big issue with mine. I scale up way too quickly with a lack of income for it. So I'm trying to figure out where I can start out small, but it just doesn't feel like it's good enough for the internet kind of thing. Like, there are so many people that make these things already. I mean, you have podcasters already that are doing survival stuff. I'm doing survival stuff, but I like survival, so that's exactly what I'm doing. But that's where I need to make my own interpretation. My channel's my interpretation. It's a mental struggle to be able to figure out exactly where I want to start, and I don't like starting small. I like being able to grab a bunch. Like, grab a handful, not grab a pinch. I don't like grabbing pinches. And because I have a tendency to bite off more than I can chew and just grunge through the open mouth, it's a difficult process. But that's where I'm trying to formulate my life right now. And as of where we are with this lineup right now, our birds are looking good. It's a freaking gigantic starting point, but it's where I wanted to start to be able to just plow right into the YouTube. It's supposed to be a really big thing, but I'm bouncing too far and having to nestle back a little bit. I'm having to push myself back on all the projects, and I'm really not liking it. But that's exactly what I'm trying to see now. I've taken on too many things, and I'm willing to understand that even I can't go full speed ahead if I don't have the available resources for everything. So if I can organize and I can delegate my life, just maybe I can try to start getting, well, my own ducks ready, or my own. This I almost want to say could become a podcast all of its own. Right now, it feels like I'm basically just doing my perspective on my life, uh, but at the same time, I'm hoping to actually be able to give business perspective, because it's what I'm interested in on a heavy level, that I believe my own interpretation actually could make somewhat of a level of difference, because I do believe everyone should be getting into business. Mess up, fail, screw up, get over it. Just don't stop. Find your interest. I don't like seeing a society of individuals around me who don't know what they're doing. Not necessarily like a big part of identity, a problem with identity is a lack of direction, a lack of desire to do stuff, have things to do. And it leads a lot into a lot of mental aspects that can be very detrimental to one's health. Hi DK, good to see you.
Is that Dada?
Oh hi, just
I'm
out
about
of
I'm about to change her butt. She's supposed
yes, okay, hi.
to be.
Just that, abruptness, because I moved it off of there, and we're not going to be burning up the box just because the house is being heated up, just partially. Just to answer, but to literally answer your question, DK, a drop-down ceiling. All right, that's actually partially what I can mention is wanting to be able to collab and reach out. I am. It's probably not going to be until right after the holidays, though, because I keep cutting too close to the holidays and not thinking about what this time of the year does to me. So I'm going to try my best to enjoy the rest of this week. Just enjoy it. And that's something really difficult for someone who just wants to go full speed ahead, knocking over everything that they can to get done with what they need to get done with. I have not messaged. No, I have the stuff saved. It's just not sent. I am knocked back. This is exactly what I was talking about. I am knocked back by so many things. I clouded myself with so many prospects or projects right before school started, and then I tried my best to hold on to all of them as much as I could, so I was juggling constantly. And then school is down, and it seems like it's still not enough. I've got too much. I still want to be able to stream, and I still want to be able to do YouTube, but I'm now starting to realize if I'm gonna be able to do this. Actually, no. I was doing an anonymous check or anonymous messaging right before I sent it. When it comes down to business endeavors, I have a preference to make sure that what I'm saying comes off as clear as day, no confusion. So I'm trying my best to I formulate my words and then just save it. I haven't exactly gotten on there to send the message, and that's where the awkwardness sets in. Is how weird I am about messaging or about reaching out to people. That's where the introvert nature comes in, is that I'm overly methodical about how I come off to people, so that way I come off as unawkward as possible when I'm actually getting through these things. Because when I'm in person, it's a lot weirder. I mean, DK, you know me by now. I'm oh man, I could just gawk all day. This is the problem with it. I don't get enough done because I keep getting caught up with all the other things I want to do. So right now, basically, I'm trying to digress a little bit on the educational stuff for the rest of the year and just enjoy myself. Thank you, Reyes. And Oh, now you're gonna. Okay, you know what? That's the reason why you're a good moderator. Thank you very much, Reyes, for reminding me as everyone else to take care of themselves, because this is the time. This is not only is it this time of the year, but we really do need to start taking better care of ourselves if we want to start seeing something different happen in society. And Food Forest Farms helps make that happen for me. So if you guys would like to have a good cup of Joe, or basically anything on that website, use the code in the description below and enjoy yourself 10% off your next order, and hopefully enjoy a sip break with me and the rest of us. Hashtag sip break. Thank you very much, Reyes. And yeah, right, DK? Now, see, that's exactly the problem. That's exactly my problem. And this is not to sound harsh towards anybody. This is just what I envision to be the exact issue with what I don't like about it. I get lost in how many tangents I can possibly go on instead of just getting to the point, and hopefully if the point was registered in the individual that I'm speaking to's brain, then I can move on. But then I can't tell whether or not you did, so I keep bringing up more, example after example, and it's a huge struggle to learn how to effectively communicate with an individual without blowing through conversation just constantly. I could just sit here and talk all day otherwise. I will literally just sit here and talk constantly. If the whole world would literally chime in on just a random guy just sitting here talking to himself, talking at a camera while looking at a screen, you do you, I guess. I personally if I don't feel like I'm adding value, I don't want to do it. And it's really perplexing that I don't want to just sit here and talk like this. Oh, no, thank you for the well, I really do appreciate you purchasing the merch too, Reyes. I'm really excited to start working with merch here real soon, and you guys have made it worth it for me to start working on that, and that's exactly the reason why I'm actually working on, instead of thinking about just how long I'm talking to people, I'm looking sincerely, deeply into exactly the quality of content that I am producing. That's what I'm learning as a YouTuber. It's what I can get out to you as easily as possible, as quick as possible, and get it all out there in a relative manner that not only makes you pleased, but potentially makes you impressed. And I don't know how that can be achieved, so I'm just working with what I see the market looking towards, because I want to work with the market, not against it. And you can talk forever as well, but only if I'm comfortable doing so. Exactly. And that's what I get so entertained by. How easy it is, just instead of having small talk, to literally be basically doing nothing but small talk by talking so deeply. Because we hit a deep conversation level, and then we move on into relative other topics that just have so much depth to them, but they have branches of other knowledge, of other connections, that just bring everything back full circle to realizing that we've been talking and talking and talking with almost no end in sight. I have done this all of my life. I just don't know when to stop talking. I don't have an off switch. So when I'm unable to register that an individual, the person in front of me, you guys right now, are done listening to me, I have no clue. And trying to work with that while being able to present all these concepts, it's possibly the hardest job I have had. And that is seriously saying something, considering the fact that I love working to find out what I can be good at. Public speaking is not one of them. Even though this is technically, well, this is the new public. Be honest, please. This is definitely the new public. Like I mean, I don't imagine seeing 5 of you sitting here right in front of me on my porch as I'm staring out the window, just sitting here staring at me like, hi, hey everyone, good to see you. So you guys, I feel like you're gonna come in here with a bat and hit me or something. Holy crap, not. Oh, that just shows how bad my mentality is. And honestly, the only reason why we realized, knew it was a long time because our professor passed us like 3 times. Yeah, that was harsh. But he also said there was nothing wrong with it, right? That was what bugs me. He said there was nothing wrong with it because there was nothing wrong that we were not gonna do anything that day. If I'm not gonna use it, if it's not gonna be graded right then, I don't want to learn it. Because the whole point to be in college was to learn it, so that way I can find out if I had the wealth of knowledge and then move on. And that's exactly what I see as my, I guess you could say that's where the trigger hits. I feel like I've always got to be able to bring out concepts left and right, just to be able to keep it going, keep it interesting. And I don't think I do that, so basically as of right now, I've got my birds priced out, and I'm trying to make it sure I can expand for business purpose, and that's exactly what that's the hard part about this struggle right now. I have grown an attachment to these birds, and it is difficult to have to see any one of them go. But I know that that's exactly what I was trying to get to the understanding of, is giving others that potential to feel the way that I'm feeling, but also to be able to, well, run their own life. Because they're a great source of production as well as a great source of entertainment. I've learned quite a bit about these birds, but I think I'm peaking out where I currently am at, and I don't like that struggle of transition. Because I'm so used to just raising things, I'm not used to giving them away constantly. Well, that's the whole point of business. Your ability to do business is based upon whether or not you can effectively be the filter for the service you're providing. And that's what I'm trying to produce, is an effective filter. So you're going to... Yes?
I will be stepping back and forth to be bringing in breakables that'll break due to how cold it is. So
Okay.
just give me a heads up as to where these stepping.
Okay. Well, where was I with that? I swear to it, I had something. Oh, the filter mechanism. Given the fact that I don't have much of a filter verbally, I mean, aside from I don't like to cuss that often. Or at least I try my best not to. I'm learning how to learning what it means to be a filter for resources, which is exactly what businesses are. You have to have an influx of something. And that's what everyone wants, is that paycheck. You want to have that paycheck. You want to have a filter coming in. You want something to constantly come at you. So that way you're retaining that quantity. You're retaining that interest, that level of income, whatever it is. Whatever you're bringing in that makes you feel good about what it is that you're doing. And that's exactly what I've been doing. I like being able to receive birds. But now I don't want to get the birds used to just sitting here, because then they're going to cost way too much. They're going to be way more they're going to be more cost than they are of benefit to me, unless I can maintain the level of feed required to keep them. That's difficult. The dogs are set. The dogs are good. The cats are good. So the house animals are a great aspect, because usually you're also working with them. These birds, there's basically, I'm big scary monster. They're not scared of me per se, as much as they don't want to touch me. If I'm inside that pen, they don't want to touch me. But they are gleeful to see me every morning when they see that food coming in. They're glad that I change out their water every other day, and they're glad that I change out their bedding. They're not so happy that I look for eggs. They're not so happy that I walk them around and try to wrangle them into the tent. They're not really happy about any sort of thing, because they're not exactly the brightest creatures. They don't understand that I have no intention of harming them. And that's kind of that's where it hurts a little bit, that they don't trust me, even though I have no intention of actually harming them. I have harvested. I did it. I got it out of the way. I had 6 ducks in my freezer. kind of like the claw from Toy Story, right? That's exactly right. Exactly like that. Oh gosh, I remember that too, DK too. Ah, yeah. That exact feeling. It's like I'm just that big scary claw and I'm coming in you and I'm gonna eat you. No, 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 no. No, it's I did harvest those birds and I hated it. I hated every last minute of it. I could not stand seeing those birds do that. But that's because I personally, I feel horrible if I'm not paying attention. Like I missed something. Like I missed something I could learn. So I literally watched all those birds go through that, and it seriously hit me. It hit me hard. Every last one of those birds, I'm not going to lie to you whatsoever, looked me dead in the eye as they were breathing their last breath. 6 birds. One bird was difficult enough. 6 birds was life-changing. It doesn't have to be hundreds of thousands of birds for someone finally to snap. I was done at 6. I can't do it anymore. I do not want to harvest the bird live. I will let someone else do the blow. I will only take apart and take what I want. I do not want to be the reason why that bird doesn't exist any longer as a living creature. It does that's too much for me. I'm not gonna lie about that whatsoever. I cannot do it. It's against my ability to not feel something for the bird in the middle of that moment. And although I can still eat it afterwards, that's exactly what we did already. We experimented with it. I had a duck right around Thanksgiving. We had for ourselves, and for the first time in my life, having something that I raised, that I took care of, and then I had it for dinner one night because that was the plan from the get-go, to treat it as a farm animal. I didn't feel guilty about the food. I still feel guilty about the blow though, the final cut, if you will. And that's where I'm hung up on it. I don't want to feel that way knowing every time I have a sit down. That's why it's got to be someone else. I've got to be able to put that in someone else's hands, and then after that, I don't have a problem with it. So if someone has that capacity, I will pay them for it. I have no quarrels with that. And that's an expense that I'm going to have to tackle. But with expenses come my ability to designate projected cost for when I start trying to sell them, because I'm not going to take on all these birds by myself. I really, I mean, that's what I've been trying to explain to a few of my local neighbors. Is I'm not just keeping birds as pets. I'm not just like holding a zoo of pets for myself. No, I am doing this with active intent to break every frickin' rule that this HOA has against me, and showing them that no matter what, I will ask permission and I will pay extra, but you are not going to prevent me from making a living. That's a big thing. The HOA here has rules, but they all know, the few that have talked to me plenty enough this last year know I'm not one to be screwed with. If I want something done, I'm gonna figure out a way. I will bug the crap out of you until I figure out how to get it done, because it benefits us both, or all of us, or something. I don't look for things just for myself. I look for ways to expand it and help give to everyone, because I've never had abundance. So I pushed myself farther than I've ever done it before. We now have over 30 birds. It's about to get even bigger. By the end of this year, I want to have 100 birds. I doubt that I'm going to get it, but I better have 100 in 2 years, because my goal is to be producing roughly 10,000 eggs a year. 10,000 eggs. That may sound like a lot of eggs, but you got to realize I've never dealt with it ever. I've seen it. I've witnessed farm living in my entire life, because I was raised in Montana, the farm country of farm central of practically the U.S. Not many people think about Montana like that, but it really is. It's a huge farmland, and being able to have been witnessed growing up, people building things and selling their livestock, selling their selling their farm stuff. I've come to understand how it works, but I've never done it myself. And I never thought I'd actually end up being a farmer, but I'm realizing for me it's not about the money. I don't care about the fact that I own 30 birds. I care about the cost of the 30 birds. I care about what I'm learning out of it. And so far I've learned so much, but now I got to learn something else. How to designate how much I've given them individually, and the likelihood of what I'm potential to get out of them. Because ducks are a fantastic source. They do provide eggs. So I went to the very beginning. He told me Muscovies. Well, I knew about Muscovies from what he said from that point, but then I didn't believe him. I don't like to have confirmation bias. Just because one YouTuber says it, okay, doesn't make it so. So start looking up more. I researched. I ended up going through, if I remember correctly, closer to 8 or 9 individuals before I finally settled and decided, okay, then the first one I want is a Muscovy. And that's because at the end of the day, I wanted something easy. I want something that I can just dip my toes in and start out with and find out. Unfortunately, that did not end up anywhere near what the case happened, and this last year, we ended up going to Tractor Supply and purchasing just 6 white birds. Just plain and simple, 6 white birds. And they were ducks, so we brought them in, and then we retained just over half our flock after everything that occurred by the time fall started. And then fall happened, and I got news that our channel sponsor, Food Force Farms, just so happened to have excuse moi. Excuse moi, that was weird. Just so happened to have upwards of 20 birds, and he knew that he had 3 families. Now, 3 families is kind of a weird way to say it. It's generally you have 4 to 6 females for every male for maximum egg productivity to fertility ratio, because usually otherwise the males get rather aggressive. I found out that to be very true. Very, very true. That's the reason why we had to harvest 6 ducks. We had 6 male Pekkens that were just, oh, they were so aggressive. They were so rude. Didn't mind biting. They were trying to just get on each other all the time. They were mounting each other. It was really disturbing, really angry. Produced a lot of rage. Produced a lot because they were constantly injuring each other, and we couldn't handle that. So we had to separate them, and then eventually we had to harvest them. And then I went to find out that the sponsor was willing to give me all of them for a relatively good price. I bought. No hesitation, because that's exactly what I wanted to do. I did decide I wanted 100 birds by the end of 2022, if at all possible. I would have, within the first 4 months, I would have 33 of the Muscovies, and then I would try to get 33 layers. They're called layer 300s, and that's because apparently they're the only duck available that produces upwards of 300 eggs a year. That basically means you have 10 months worth of eggs a year from these birds. And if you plan it out correctly, if you chop it up into the right zones throughout the year, so if I'm buying every quarter, say for instance, so every 3 months, I find out if I can go buy a family of layer 300s. A family, like I said, is 4 to 6 females per 1 male. I have 4 to 6 females that are laying 300 eggs every year. If I do that another quarter, now I have 2 families of 4 to 6 layers. That's 8 to 12. If I do that even more, if I do that the entire year, I have 4 families. If I have 4 families by the end of 2022, that's anywhere between 16 and 24 birds that are all laying 300 eggs a year. And instead of it being like I'm going to have 300 eggs and then I'm all of a sudden cut off, like I have those 60 days, that 2 months, a window where I don't have anything, there's no eggs right here. If you plan it out correctly, you have 300 eggs starting out, 300 eggs, 300 eggs. It's a year-round festival. You have 1,200 eggs, 1,200 eggs to work with. That is to eat, that is to give away, that is to sell, that is to do whatever you can as long as you can afford it. And I can tell you right now, for a part-time job, if you have a part-time job these days, you can cover the cost of those birds' food and water. And then selling it, getting rid of it because you're not going to eat all those eggs. No, come on. That's crap. There ain't no way you're going to eat that many eggs. And come on, they're duck eggs first of all. If you guys know the difference between chicken egg and a duck egg, there ain't no way. 1 egg a day is pretty much big for most people. 2 at most if you're a bodybuilder. No, I'm just joking. I actually haven't figured that out yet, but that's because we've only just started out at this level. Those layer 300s are a huge gambling game next year, and that's exactly what I'm trying to go for, is to find out if 1,200 eggs a year is actually immensely possible. Plus the other 33 birds that I'm already getting. I already have. So right now I have 32 birds. I'm about to knock it back by 6, and then I'm going to let this coming season's batch try to reproduce and give us a few more eggs to try to even out the herd. And then I'm just going to start selling the rest because I can't hold on to it. We won't be able to contain it, and that's the whole point. I've never had that abundance. We're working hard because I can just barely skim it by with what we have. But then all this next year, there's so much potential behind being able to have that, and that is scary. But that's what I'm trying to do, is change not only my life, but those around me. If I'm just walking up and down the neighborhood trying to see if I can get rid of eggs for free, at least people are getting fed. And that's kind of my whole gist of it. I'm able to pay for it, and I want to be able to provide that for others. But for others that don't have what I'm going for, then they can look at this at the most basic concept. They literally get a job to be able to pay for the basics, and that's it. If you had to earn, say you had to earn an extra $300 a month. Wait, actually I will get to that in just a moment. Jackie, you want to present or something on stream when you get a chance to look at Steam? Wait, I want to present you something on stream when you get a chance to look at Steam. Okay. That will be the last thing I do when I'm on this computer before I switch over. Okay, Reyes? I do got you. Where was I with that? I literally just had, or my bad, the $300 for birds. If you had to work to get $300, the average person gets a $15 an hour job, even if it's not the greatest. You earn roughly, say, $100 a day. That's 3 days that you have to work to be able to pay for these birds food and water. You're set. You maybe you want to get some bedding or something. If depending on the weather, there's other things that are not as big as the food and the water, because they can handle themselves for the most part. They really can. They're excellent at that. $300, and you cover them every month. But then as soon as that's only about $3,600 a year. You're talking you had to pay for $3,600 worth of stuff. But then you're getting, in the case of the layer 300s, if you're eating some by yourself to cover your nutritional necessities, even 1 egg a day, 365, you're talking 1,200, you're talking over 900 eggs, easily, just on layer 300s, easily, alone. I'm doing it with even more. It's a matter of being able to understand that you have a filter of having a lot to go in, but then you have a lot going out too. And that going out is exactly what I'm trying to expand and control. So that way I can start working on the incoming method, so that basically it's called like the overflow. I had it too. It's kind of like an overflow valve. You can also use the eggs for baking. Exactly. That's actually another thing about it. That's actually part of it. So not only are you able to make the eggs for yourself, but you're also able to experiment now. So now you have a legitimate resource, so that way you can start doing other things. It's not just for, here's an egg, here, can I sell it to you? It's $1, something like that. All the way up to, here, I made this with this egg that I produced. Here's something for you that I made. Even further, you're producing value that is basically the most pure thing I've ever witnessed. It's when you actually give value, something of your lifespan, to others. And these concepts of being able to work on a business to prove that you know how to work on your own filter, it's a really weird concept to realize that that's all it really is. It's all it is. Like, say you have 200 eggs, sell 100, use 100 for baked goods, and sell that. Exactly, because now now you have 200, or now you have 100 eggs that you just sold, but then you have $100 worth of baked goods that are even more pricey because you have other ingredients. But that's the big part that I love about what this process is. As you're filtering out, you're selling. Reinvest. Reinvest, reinvest, reinvest. Let it go back on itself. Sure, you have some money going out, but you have to reinvest. So I know that I know for a fact that if I sell these birds, eventually I'd like to be able to have it to where the sales equivalent or exceed my total cost. If I can do the total costs, and then I can work on putting in more those extra resources, that profit, if you will, into more of the input, so I can figure out how to reduce the input to nothing. The whole point of business is to maximize your profits, minimize your expenses. But that's the whole thing. The profit margin is your exhaust system. Your input system is all your expenses. What does it cost to keep a business? And your whole concept is to find out what you want to do, what you want to create, and then make your filter work so that way your costs go down, but your profits expand. So that way you can always return that profit for more and more and more. And then you can get into other stuff. It's just a way to be able to get yourself out of this, I can't say mindset, but it's definitely it is a thought process. It's a thought process of disbelief that you can't do this. This is something that anybody can do. It's literally, the entrepreneur is literally the oldest job out there. Long before we ever had resumes and applications and walking down to the local store to see if they have a job opening sign. It literally was just, I'd go to bring up a funny story about it, because it's basically what I just do. All I do is I have something that I don't want or I don't need at this exact moment. I have enough of it, so I'm going to go gift it. And when I go gift it, I'm going to find out if I can provide for more, because I know that I have enough. And then it keeps going, because now I have an interest. If I actually get that interest and it stays retained, then there you go. I have a business. That's what it is to be an entrepreneur. Oh, I can help you. Here's what I have. Okay, can I get that on a regular basis? Because I'm going to need that. Could I get it? Yeah, you can. But if they don't want to do it, you have to be the one to push your effort out there. And that's the hard part that many people really fail to follow through with, is the feedback. Whether or not you're going to keep coming back, or whether or not I have to keep chasing you to go get the extra. That is the reason why I'm so very grateful for each and every one of you that subscribe to this channel. It is, I cannot tell you how much I truly appreciate everyone that is willing to part ways with their hard-earned income to support the endeavors of this channel. I want to be able to give it all back, because I don't need the income, but I want to be able to provide the best quality stream that I can to keep up with what you guys, or with what I can offer you. I like being able to provide some sort of challenge or entertainment or some wealth of knowledge. And because I only have 24 hours in a day, I've got to figure out where I can designate that. And that's the reason why when I'm first hopping on now at 7 p.m., that's why I'm doing business. Because I believe in being able to explain to you guys exactly what it is that you all can do too. Every last one of you, you can make something happen. And then if you want to be able to show other people that you can do the same thing, please, I want more creators. I want to see more people giving a shit, pardon my French, but giving a shit about themselves enough to take care and make a difference for somebody else. Do good. I mean, if you have a skill, work on it and provide that for others. You don't need a freaking job application or resume anymore. We have so much stuff available that you can just put out there. I'm basically just using my internet bill and my electricity bill to talk to you guys. It's an expense. My expense is, in fact, my social ability to talk to you, to keep on chatting, to keep on going, to keep myself awake while being able to provide quality information simultaneously while I'm utilizing the power from my computer sitting right here and the paying for the internet bill to say that I can have communication with you guys. So communication, electricity, and then my own physical ability to stay awake. So probably food. Food's probably one of my expenses. But that's the thing, is how do I reduce that and keep giving more to you so I can keep expanding that? If I can show you guys how to do that, you guys now have a prime example of what to do. Do it yourselves. I love being able to see that of not only my audience, but of those around me, which is the reason why I am like on here 24/7. Ask my wife. I can't get enough of it. I love being able to see people take control of their lives and doing amazing things with it. And it all started with literally thinking about the fact that I'm struggling with this time of year because of a lot of things that happened overseas. But one thing that happened overseas that came good was tuning into this podcast. And I am excited to be able to now see this part of my life coming to some fruition, because I know that this is something I've always done. It's something I've always been good at, so it's something I want to refine. And one thing that I have been able to refine is, so far, my ability to actually have some designated numbers to start with before I see if I make any mistakes. As of right now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm selling my eggs for $1 a piece. That is how much I have come to understand that I have spent on a regular basis and given as portion of my life to these birds to produce something that can be of value to another person aside from my family and myself. When these eggs leave my property, I believe that they are worth $1 a piece. And I'm not sure if everyone else is going to be able to agree to that. But that's why I've got to put it out there. I've got to give it a shot. And I haven't let myself let go of these birds as students, if you will. Well, no. Well, actually, yeah, students, because you learn just as much from your students as you do your teachers. That's the best teacher. Believe it or not, the best student is the best teacher. And I want nothing more than to learn as much as possible. But I also know that I have way too much to say, way too much information, which basically makes me a prime target for being a teacher. I do not plan on making these things as such, or making these streams as such. It's more or less just my thoughts on what I'm doing. And hopefully you guys can witness the reaction and decide for yourself whether or not it's worth pursuing yourselves. And all I'm going to do is just ask that you give it a shot. That's literally all I'm going to do. I'm not going to ask for subscriptions for this segment. I'm not going to ask for follows. I just want you guys to give it a shot, and then come back to me and tell me whether or not you did, whether or not something happened. That's what I love about being able to do business, is being able to make mistakes, and then when you need to figure out how to figure it out, you go seek more knowledge. Well, if I can be that knowledge point, I don't mind providing that service necessarily. How to go into business. After all, you guys have made me basically $1 a day being here on stream. $1 a day just to be able to pop on my computer, put on my headset, flip on both of my computers, open an application, and press start streaming. And I couldn't be more grateful for that. So if you guys want to be able to give any money to anybody right now, please consider donating over to donating stream for Thankmas. Strictly for Thankmas, not for me. If you guys want to give away any money, it is going to go to Thankmas. Because I do believe that what Jacksepticeye is doing and what basically all the bigger creators are doing right now is the trend of the annual Thankmas giveaway, which is, and this year I believe, trying to build 100,000 homes for like some odd few $1 million. I want to say 10 million. I want to say I could be completely wrong, but he's done well with it, and I'm looking forward to being able to make it part of my my thing for the rest of the year. I enjoy being able to let everyone know that I actually do support that. It's kind of weird that for me to be able to think that I actually do appreciate that, but I do. Thank you, puppy. Yes, hi. It's okay. I promise. Yes. But, alright, Salem, calm down. We're not going to get overly angsty. Thank you. But yeah, I'm exasperated by all the things that have happened this year, and this is where I'm ending up. I'm getting into business while talking about business, while being able to pursue different things, and if you guys want to watch me along the way, I really appreciate it. I don't mind giving you guys like daily updates. Like to me, this is almost vlogging. This is almost just sitting here just talking about vlogging, because this is what I do for a daily living. I deal with business. I am addicted to learning and dealing with business, because business is where resources flow. And I just want to be able to catch my part in. I want to be able to reach out and grab resources and be able to use them, figure out how do they work, and then use them for my own, and possibly make something of it. I mean, shoot, if I can actually work with my followers, work with other creators, that's how I want to interact with the world. I'm not a socialite person per se. I like making things happen. It's what I've always been interested in, is being able to make things happen. Even if it's something small, like being able to make someone's day by reminding each and every one of you that you are worth it. The fact that you're still sitting here watching me makes you worth it. I feel worth your time, and because I feel worth it, I 100% believe that you're worth it. It's loyalty. It's something it's been a struggle for most people most of their lives, including me. Loyalty is not an easy concept to be able to grasp onto if you don't actually try to enact it. You have to be able to be loyal to something, and in my particular thought process, it's to an idea. Not to a person, not to a place, not to a thing. All nouns, yes, but there's one more noun that many people forget, and that's ideas. And I'm sticking to an idea. I may not be perfect, and I may not be able to do a lot that's perfect, but I'm willing to pursue better every day. And he's helping me live a better life in time. If he's helping me to build a better life, regardless of whether or not life is tough or not. I want to make life as uncomplicated and as untough as possible, so that way we can all pursue a better future together. But I got to be that change, and I hope that you guys would be willing to give that or would be able to willing to. Now that we're getting to the low of the show, I'm starting to stumble over my words, right? I hope you guys are still wanting to stick around. Please don't unfollow. I promise I'm not crazy. No, it's now that we're coming to the end of it, that's exactly what I'm hoping to see. That I actually create a change, and if I'm going to be an influence, not necessarily an influencer, but just an influence, if I have an influence on any of you, I really hope that you guys are pursuing what it is that you're interested in and finding out where you want to be. Don't look about finding yourself, finding about what you can do. That's really how the big guys get at it. I mean, that's exactly what he's done. He's created himself a six-figure income that he loves. Elon Musk is literally just pursuing his passion for being able to make us a multiplanetary species. Mr. Beast is creating content that he believes is so freaking worth it. It creates that interest. There are so many people out there that are killing it, and it's not just the work, work, work mentality. It's pursuing something and finding out if it works. If it works, stick with it. If it doesn't, find something new. That's the reason why I've been bouncing around for so long, is because it doesn't work for me. I can't be a student sitting in a class writing on a freaking piece of paper, giving them a piece of paper and saying, "Hey, you got an A B C D F." I can't do it. It's not me. But I also don't like being on the assembly line being told what to do. I like figuring things out. I like tinkering. I like taking things apart. I like figuring how things work, and then building it back up and trying it all over again until I see what works the most, because I care about proficiency, efficiency, and because of that, progress. That's all I care about, is just progress. I'm tired of living a stagnant life. So I don't want to emulate that. And that's exactly what I'm showing to you guys. Hopefully that's inspiring. I'm not necessarily trying to I'm not purposely trying to be inspiring. It's just how I'm noticing that I come off, because I really am inspired to do these things because of the people that I appreciate. And I'm now willing to express that. I'm now willing to let y'all know that I really am interested in other creators. So start creating. Let's chat. I am absolutely open to be able to chat with creators, but of course I can't work with these get bigger guys because I'm barely big myself. I am struggling to get to 200 followers here on Twitch because I have a struggle deciding what it is that I want to tell you guys that I can believe asking for a follow is worth it. Because it feels like I'm being a con artist, and I don't want it to feel like that. So I'm trying to find out where I can fit so that way I can continue to follow, because I love streaming. The fact that I can be an introvert and still be able to talk to people is freaking phenomenal. It's the best form of technology in my book. At least so far, especially considering the fact that I struggle with being able to effectively communicate. It's almost like the internet's my teacher, and I get to learn from you guys exactly what it is that you want to have. And if I can set myself a goal for myself, maybe we can meet in the middle.